Welcome to the Week 10 edition of the Sports Cube podcast. I'm Kyler Gammon.
I'm Brenton Beard.
And I'm Eli Grimes.
Well, one last show here in the studio
That's
before
right.
we have to go online. So that means this is the last in-person studio show until we do Zoom calls for like the holidays and stuff like that. So bittersweet, very bittersweet.
For sure.
You know, kind of looking back, we started this show idea at the beginning of the semester because we wanted to get something going, and we made many changes throughout. We've done fantastic interviews with like Chris McPherson, and Drew came on the show, Ian came on the show. So roller coaster of a semester, but can't wait to be back for next semester here in the studio. But we still got that content to provide.
We're Zooming.
That's right.
Zoom call, baby. So we got a little bit of NBA news, but for the rest of the free agency, go check out Sports Extra. They're going to be breaking down all of the NBA free agency stuff, a ton of stuff. But the one in particular that's probably the funniest out of all of them, and it comes from he signed with the Philadelphia sports team, go figure. But it is Dwight Howard signing a one-year deal with the Sixers. And previously he tweeted out, and I quote, it says, "I'm staying right where I belong, Laker Nation. I love y'all. Purple and gold never gets old." And then signs a one-year deal with the Sixers. How embarrassing, fellas.
Hours later,
That's got to be bad. That's got to be bad.
How embarrassing is that? I mean, you tweet that out and then your agent calls you and says, "Hey, you might want to delete that." I mean, that's just the epitome of 2020 right
Pretty
there.
much.
I mean, if you had a tweet breakdown of 2020, that would be it probably. So just some funny light news here, but Dwight Howard did sign with a one-year veterans minimum deal, which I mean for the Sixers, I think it's also a great veteran bench piece for their back half, along with Joel Embiid in case Embiid does go down for the year, which he has had some injury trouble, and along with Ben Simmons as well. Well. What do we have here? Same old NFL, Week 11, 2020. And I think we're going to start off with the local Colts and Packers game.
Great game.
I mean, great, phenomenal game. I mean, overtime here. And, I mean, it's really wild to see it. And, you know, as you see Phillip Rivers right here before the game and Aaron Rodgers getting ready to do battle. And Aaron Rodgers drops back right here, and he's looking, and he finds
Robert Tyan with touchdown, 25-yard strike.
I mean, that was a beautiful ball. I mean, that was phenomenal. But, I mean, don't ever underestimate Phillip Rivers. Michael Pittman here with a 45-yard touchdown. His first of the career, correct?
He's been slim these past few games. I mean, he's been getting more targets each game, and he's really progressing this
He's
year.
been the workworkhorse without T.Y. Hilton producing, which they definitely need a number one receiver.
And also with this, as you see, the little fake Lambo leap right there, which is, I mean, that might not be under COVID protocols, so they're not 6 feet apart.
Probably about 600,000 right there.
But here's the deal. I mean, I think this is a beautiful play call by Matt LaFleur. I mean, give the ball to your best receiver, give him in, especially in tight spaces, let him go make a play. I mean, throw the little bubble screen and let him go make a play. But here comes Phillip Rivers over the middle, finds Trey Burton, former Eagle Philly special himself. and the Colts are right back in it right here before halftime. But Aaron Rodgers and throws up to Williams, the running back, and strutting his way in there. Look at the kill.
The Packers really owned that first half.
They did. I mean, they were really in position to win. But I mean, look at that ball by Phillip Rivers right here.
Oh yeah.
Tight window. I mean, Phillip Rivers probably, easily played the best game of this season right here yesterday.
Good old hot rod, Rodrigo Blankenship.
Yeah.
Hot rod, baby. And hot rod comes up clutch in these. I mean, look at this 43-yarder shebang.
Right after a 39.
I mean, right down the pipe. I mean, beautiful. But here's the deal, making it 28-31. And Mason Crosby, 26-yard chip shot, no problem. This ain't no Cody Parkey. Sorry, Eli. Sorry, Eli. But, I mean, here, Aaron Rodgers, you think, and he muffles the ball and unbelievable.
Colts pick it up, and they're in territory already, so you already know they got 3 points in their
Hot rod for the win.
There it is.
And it's
Game over.
39-yard attempt, game winner.
Hot rod, baby. Don't underestimate the glasses. Don't ever underestimate the glasses.
The spectacled wonder right there.
I mean, that's just what you love to see.
Yep.
I mean, obviously Hot Rod, it's just kind of the little bit of a meme, but I mean, he gets it done. I mean, he did his job exceptional.
He's had a great year.
I mean, all that you want. I mean, kickers are honestly, and Eli would know about this.
No,
Kickers are
I got
kind of hard to
plenty of
come by in the NFL, aren't they?
They really are, but we've kind of found our guy with Cairo Santos, so I'm okay.
Yeah, he's
I'm
done
okay.
good so far.
Man, what a wild one to start off, right?
Yeah, great game.
It was a great game.
Your Steelers improved to 10-0.
10-0.
Undefeated still. How you feeling, Brent?
It feels really good. Of course, we just got the news from Baltimore that they have closed down facilities on Monday. Of course, this is when this is being filmed, as J.K. Dobbins and Mark Ingram have both tested positive. So neither of them will be available for this Thursday night matchup against the Ravens on Thanksgiving night.
And which is huge. I mean, because it's a short week. So who knows? You shut down your facilities on Monday. Who knows? I mean, I really
With all
hate
the
saying
testing
this.
that has to be done, the testing that you have to pass in order to play the next game, I don't think
Yeah,
they'll have
they've
enough time.
both been ruled out.
Yep.
Yeah. So in which is unfortunate because obviously, as you may know, you're probably looking forward to Thanksgiving on Thursday.
Thanksgiving, yeah.
So I can't imagine. I mean, our games have not been canceled because of COVID, luckily. But I just can't. I would hate that. You know what I mean?
We've both teams, both the Steelers and the Ravens, have already. The Steelers lost their bye week. Ravens already had theirs. So if this game gets canceled, they will have to add that 8th playoff seed.
They had to.
But it won't matter much for these two teams because, of course, the Steelers are going to have 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Yeah.
And then the Ravens, they'll probably make it to a
They'll
wild card spot as well.
squeeze in there, but at the same time, in which we will get into probably later. But that Titans and Ravens game, not trying to ramble off, but I mean, Titans look good, man. I'm telling you.
Together.
I'm telling you. Oh, actually,
They had a little
Here we
scuffle
go.
before the game.
I mean, this was a little bit of a heated conversation. I mean, going out
That
on
played
the
a big
logo.
factor later in the game too.
I mean, and John Harbaugh is not letting them have it. And good. I wouldn't accept that either. I mean,
Yeah, it set the tone for the game for the Titans to meet on the logo in the beginning of the matchup. And Harbaugh being a good coach and going out there and telling them, nope, you're not doing that.
and Dez Bryant gets his first catch since 2017. I mean,
you love to see it.
yeah,
Love to
obviously.
see it.
I mean, a guy who's probably been battling to get back in the league gets his shot, and Lamar Jackson, running back.
Andrews.
Mark Andrews, yeah, the running back, he can throw a little bit. How about that?
What do you need to? What do you need to?
Man, you really cannot stand Lamar Jackson, can you, Brent?
No. Wait, you mean the running
my
back?
God.
Ryan Tannehill right here.
A.J. Brown. Come on. Yeah, I mean,
Get off him. Get off.
Dang.
I mean, come
Millions,
on, man.
man.
You woke up a monster.
Monster run right there.
Feeling dangerous.
Much more than Baker Mayfield.
Don't even start. Don't even start it. Don't even start it.
We'll get to that at a later time.
But, I mean, here you go. Justin Tucker. I mean,
Always reliable. All reliable.
best kicker in the league.
Easily, yeah.
He's
But
definitely up
Hot Rod's not right behind him. Hot Rod is right behind him.
He's got some more to prove, but
Derrick
Derrick Henry in overtime. What's he going to do? Get off me. Get off me. As he
30
draws
yard
up. You look at that play call, and the route he ran, it was an L. He went up and over. It's an L.
I mean, it's
He gave him the L.
great blocking. Great blocking up front to beat a really good Ravens defense.
Yes.
Derek Wolf right there, he's injured as well.
And I don't know if they're going to show it here, but after the game, Mike Vrabel does go up to try and shake Harbaugh's hand, and Harbaugh's like, nah, son, we ain't having that. Which is, I mean, what'd you expect? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You do a gesture like that, which if they did that in Philly, they probably would have been, harassed, to be honest with you. That would not fly in Philly. But, I mean, you do that. I mean, I just don't agree with that at all. I mean, I understand Vrabel, he is what he is, but, I mean, they're talking this before the game. Now, after the game, after you win, after everything, after the coaches leave the field, whatever, okay, you won, you take like a bragging right, so to speak, but that's before the game. I mean, you could have got blown out and you looked like a fool. So that's the only thing I don't agree with, but, I mean, hey, they got the job done, win in overtime, Derrick Henry does what he does.
Yep.
Best running back in the league, and I think surely behind that is Josh Jacobs.
Right.
So, going into the undefeated Steelers and Jags
let's roll
game.
these highlights.
If you follow us on Instagram at sports.cube.podcast, this was my prediction for the upset, but I was sadly mistaken.
No, right here. Who's he going to find? That rookie, Chase Claypool,
There
with
it
his
is.
10th touchdown in 10 games for the rookie.
I'm having nightmares.
That is the most career touchdowns for a rookie in their first 10 games. Most touchdowns by a rookie
That's
in their first
impressive.
10 games.
I am having nightmares.
As they blow out the birthday cake for the birthday boy, Juju Smith-Schuster. Right here. Who's he going to find? Oh, nope. Up in the air.
Picked
Minka
up. Picked up.
Fitzpatrick.
There he is.
Number
That's
one
what he
today
does.
for Minka.
Number one.
As he's
Count
going to
him.
return it. As Robinson makes a really good aggressive tackle there at the end of the play. as the Steelers get the ball back 10-3.
Minka
here in the
Fitzpatrick's
second
been on
quarter.
a tear these last couple
Yeah,
weeks.
he
all,
really
all it
has.
took was me saying, "Where's he been?" And he's back. Deontay Johnson making an Antonio Brown catch right
That
there.
was insane. That is absolutely insane. Deontay Johnson had a heck of a game. And I'm telling you right
Correct.
now, in years to come, this Steelers receiving core is going to be dangerous.
It really is.
Right.
Like, this is going to
There's
be
a lot of talent there,
dangerous.
a lot of young talent there.
Benny Snell football punching in from a yard out to get his first touchdown, second touchdown of the year.
Interesting, you do not see James Conner there in that situation.
Right.
Very
Yeah.
interesting.
Big Ben delivering it to Eric Ebron for the 25-yard touchdown to make it 27-3.
And it was all Steelers in this one. I mean, not even close. Big Ben could have literally done this with his eyes closed. I mean, the Jags are up there with the Jets. I think it'll be Jets and Jags, picks 1 and 2. I mean, no surprise there.
Correct.
And my prediction was sadly mistaken again. And Steelers are undefeated. So,
You've
real quick,
gotta-
go ahead.
Yeah,
Eli.
you've got to get a lot of credit to Mike Tomlin because
I agree.
you can look all over social media and anywhere you see anything about Steelers, this is the worst 10-0 team in history. This is the worst 7-0 team in history.
That is very true.
But
Yeah.
to remain undefeated through 10 weeks is not an easy thing to
No.
do. No matter what team. You're playing an NFL team, and to win 10 games in a row is impressive.
Right.
I mean, we all did see the quote where Mike Tomlin did say, "We're not perfect, but our record is."
Yeah,
So.
the only thing perfect about us is a record, and I think along with that, you have to give some credit to Ben
Oh,
because
yeah.
he's
Yes.
playing at an MVP caliber level. Now he won't win the award because he's not flashy like Russell
Yeah.
Wilson and Patrick Mahomes, but he's playing at that caliber and level.
I totally agree.
I did see in the NFL where he is 4th in the league in passing touchdowns.
Correct,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, Big Ben is seriously underrated this year.
Yeah.
I mean, very underrated. I mean,
He's up
because
there in every statistic. He's just not going to get that attention because he's not that flashy
Exactly.
quarterback.
I don't even know if he's going to win Comeback Player of the Year at this point because of Alex Smith.
Yep.
I mean, I personally think he deserves Comeback Player of the Year before the surgery because no quarterback had came back from that. But
True.
It's also Alex Smith's story is incredible.
True, it is, but at the same time, you also have to look, whenever you're giving NFL awards, you also have to look at, and not trying to hit on Alex Smith by any means, because that is
Correct.
a phenomenal story.
Yeah.
I mean, almost dying and losing your leg, and
Right.
that's a phenomenal story. But, you know, the NFL is not based off of stories, it's based off of play as well.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just be honest here, Alex Smith has not lived up to the play expectations. Now maybe against Cincinnati this week, which we will get into obviously a little bit later, but now against Cincinnati, he did come up to that. But, you know,
Correct.
the weeks beforehand, he really hadn't. So, I, in my personal opinion, you got to give it to Big Ben. In my opinion,
I agree.
I really do. You know, like I said, you know, the Alex Smith story is tremendous and it's phenomenal. I mean, great comeback story, which he deservedly should win. But at the same time, if Alex Smith's play level was up there with the story, then obviously I'd say yes,
Yeah,
that's Alex
I agree.
Smith. But it's just so tough to tell because the NFL is so wonky. I mean, you never know. So, you know what time it is. Everybody knows what time it is.
Everybody
The
knows what
Weekly
time it is.
Eagles.
Here we go.
Oh, no.
The
More
reigning
rain
one here
coming
in
down in
Cleveland.
Cleveland. Even worse than last week, if that could even happen. They had the lights on at 1 o'clock in Cleveland.
I mean, Carson Wentz here.
Oh, it's picked off.
Floater.
That is a
Womp,
pick 6 right there.
I am. You know what? I'm.
speechless.
I mean, this
Baker
team.
drops back.
I'm telling you. Strip sack by Fletcher
sack.
Cox, one of the only bright spots in this game. And shortly after this, taking possession or taking advantage of the field possession, Carson Wentz right here, faking the little screen here. He's trying to move around, and he finds a wide open Richard Rodgers right to the back of the end zone, not even touched. The only thing I'm concerned with here, it took him that long to find Richard Rodgers, and Richard Rodgers was that wide open. But here comes on the field goal. It is money by Cody Parkey, 46-yarder.
Every time I hear his name, I see ghosts. I see ghosts.
No, you see a doink.
I mean, look
I hear
at
it.
this.
No,
I
you hear it,
mean,
don't you?
Carson Wentz got hit all day long.
Yep.
I mean, this whole team is abysmal to watch. I mean, I'm telling you, every single Sunday, I sit through pain after pain after pain. I've sat through 11 weeks of straight up pain because even on the games that they did win, other than maybe San Francisco, the games that they did win were barely won. I mean, Nick Chubb just Joe Osman, go sit
he
the
is
bench,
the
dude.
best pure runner in the NFL, in my opinion.
Over Derrick Henry?
Yeah, I agree.
Really?
I really do think so.
Baker
When he's
Mayfield said
healthy, he's just an animal.
And here comes
agree.
Kareem Hunt. I mean, whoop!
I think
looping
the
over.
Browns have one of the best backfields in the league.
I was
Oh,
gonna
it
do
is
that.
the best. It
I
is the
agree.
best.
That's
Baker
my
Mayfield
opinion.
said they had 2 of the top 5 running backs in the league.
yeah.
I mean, and I'm just, I mean, jumping over Jalen Mills, who is one of my favorite players on the Eagles. But, let's just do, and look at this. Watch this. What is that? What is that?
Oh.
What is that? Alshon Jeffrey has been. I am.
You know who you want back? Nelson Aguilar.
No! No!
my.
He's been money for the Raiders.
Everybody's always plays good whenever they leave the Eagles.
I feel your pain. Anybody that leaves the Bears always ends up being good, no matter what.
See I can name one player who left the Steelers and became good, and that's Mike Mitchell. He was playing
Yeah.
good for the Colts there for a little bit, but he was never good. It's okay, Kyler. It's okay. We'll talk about.
Fellas, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know how much more I can take of watching this every single Sunday, man. Oh my goodness. I mean, I've got nothing much up to say, but I'm telling you right now, the Eagles are not winning this division. I'm serious. I am dead serious.
They have the. Here's the winning percentages for this NFC East. The Dallas Cowboys opponents have a .367 win percentage, which is the easiest.
Yep.
Washington Redskins, football team, have a .516 winning percentage.
But I mean, I don't even know if I can put the Eagles past the football team or the Cowboys. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even know.
No.
But I'm just spitballing here. I think the Eagles and the Giants are the best two teams in that sad division, but they also have the two hardest records as well.
Yeah.
Correct.
So it's like I've got no clues winning this division, okay? It's sad. Whoever wins is getting out first round anyway.
Yeah.
I've got no clue. I sit every single Sunday and I watch this team struggle. And I'm like, why do I put myself through this? Like, I would never, ever understand. And
Yeah, we need to get one.
We're 3 years out from a Super Bowl win, and we play like that. I mean, Carson Wentz leads the league in turnovers. I mean, in interceptions. He has no time in the pocket. Doug Peterson can't get him out of the pocket. Doug Peterson can't keep giving Miles Sanders the run. Doug Peterson can't call plays. I'm telling you, it's everywhere, man. It's everywhere.
After we do the Chiefs and Raiders highlights, we'll show you a look at the playoff picture as what's panning out here towards the end of the season.
Well, can we? Let's just move on to Chiefs and Raiders.
Let's look at
Let's
Chiefs
move
and
on to Chiefs and Raiders. So Sunday night, there was a Sunday night matchup here in beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. I mean, great marketing.
For sure.
For the Raiders. Big game. I mean, arguably, you could probably put this as one of the biggest games of the entire NFL slate.
I agree. Yeah,
I mean,
Patrick Mahomes looking to get some revenge after the Raiders did a victory walk around their field last time at Week 5. Who's he find? Tyreek Hill for the quick strike back touchdown to tie it up at 7.
Can we put Tyreek Hill as one of the top 3 best receivers in the NFL? Can you do that?
No, I can't do that.
Really?
I don't think
No.
so. I think he gets too much attention for being fast.
I agree.
And right there, Mr. Nelson Aguilar, out of all
There he
people. I'm telling you.
Little toe drag swag. Right here. Clyde Edwards was hilarious. Looking in to the end zone for the touchdown. What a dive. As he's the best running back on the Kansas City Chiefs.
Okay.
Little call out there.
But look at Derek Carr. I mean, Derek Carr's had a phenomenal year.
He does not give.
Wide open. Wide open.
Waller.
Appreciation he deserves.
Darren Waller.
I agree.
I mean, no problem. No problem. I mean, Derek Carr, I think, has been severely underrated this year. I mean, very
sure.
underrated, in my opinion.
Here's somebody, I forgot his name, excuse me. I don't know.
Look who it is.
Maybe on low or something like that?
Yeah, it's something. Crybaby money bags.
Okay, man.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, what a battle this was.
I have respect for him. He's been good on the Chiefs. From what I've heard from their staff, he's been very respectful.
Now watch this. Jason Witten, who's about 50 years old, gets a touchdown pass right here.
Yeah, what a dot delivery from Derek Carr to find Witten there, and Witten being able to haul that in and keep his feet in the end zone.
I think it is his first touchdown of the year.
Yeah.
I believe so. But I mean, Patrick Mahomes, dude. I mean, unreal. I think,
drawing the quarterback spy in to leave Kelsey wide open. In the end zone
wide
is
open.
Amazing.
For the game winner. And just like I mentioned to you guys earlier, but I will say it on the show. Patrick Mahomes was so picked off right here by the defensive back. But Patrick Mahomes is one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
I would agree.
Obviously,
he's
or the best. So, we're going into the playoff picture, correct?
Correct. Yeah, let's pull up the graphic.
Which Branton made again. I mean,
Thank you.
I mean, shout out to Branton here. I mean, what?
Very well done.
Thank you.
Very well. I mean, phenomenal. And here we have the 4th seed in the NFC Open because we don't know who's winning that division at this point. So we left that out. But I mean, fellas, I mean, how about the Bears, Eli? Sneaking in there.
They're the number one in the hunt team.
They're there. That's all I can say. They are present.
Their offense isn't, but they are
Their
there.
offense isn't present.
The team is in the playoff picture, but
I mean, look at this though. I mean, look at the AFC. I mean, you have 2 6-3 and 6-4 teams chilling, not even going to make it in.
Yeah,
correct?
they're just sitting there in the hunt. I mean, unless the COVID protocol comes in and puts in an 8th seed, one of those 6-4 teams is not going to make it.
That's crazy. I mean, think about that. One AFC team who's not going to make the playoffs literally has a way better record than any of the NFC East teams.
Correct.
It's unbelievable.
And how about this? Who's that at the 6th seed in the AFC? The Browns.
Second place in the AFC
Browns
North.
in the playoffs?
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about. But for this playoff picture as well, a big game will be the Bills and Dolphins for the AFC East to see who will win that division, because the Dolphins still have a chance to win that division. They just got to keep winning.
They definitely do have a chance, but after a tough loss to the Broncos, I don't see it happening.
Wow, fellas. Wow. Well, I mean, the NFL just keeps getting crazier and crazier, doesn't it? I mean,
It really does. Week
Wow.
by week.
Yeah.
man, just like I said, looking back to where we started, you know, because we really need to wrap this up, but just looking back to where we started, just an idea that panned out to this, and it's been awesome. It's been fun here in the studio for at least the first semester. So that's going to do it for us on the final in-studio episode of the Sports Cube podcast. We'll see you next semester.
We're back.
We're back for the YouTube and Spotify and Anchor FM the second half, so to speak, of the show. So I think first off, let's start with our power rankings. How about our top 5 power rankings?
We'll go 5, and then.
Yeah, all right. We'll go our 5, and then.
Okay. At number 5, I've got the Titans.
Oh, okay.
I really do have the Titans.
That's a good pick.
They are so well-rounded, you know, and you can have a team like the Chiefs that just has a high-powered offense, puts up points every game. But going into the playoffs, if you don't have a defense, you're just not going to get anywhere. And the Titans have a great enough defense to stop teams from scoring, and they have a great enough offense to put points on the board. So I've got them at number 5. Ryan Tannehill has shown that he is that guy.
Yeah.
This is my number 5. It's on Monday, so we don't know what happened with the Bucs and Rams yet. But if the Bucs win, I still have the Bucs in here at number 5. With that high-powered offense, they're still going to be lethal. And their defense, it didn't show up last week as well, but it's still going to play.
My number 5 is the Saints.
Ooh,
I got the Saints at number 5. I got the Saints at number 5 only because this past week, I mean, you do play the worst defense in the league. Technically, I believe it is, in the Falcons, so it's like you should win that game, even though Taysom Hill is your quarterback. Surprising, by the way. But I just have it number 5, you know, and you'll see why, because I have a certain team that's over them that I think has proven their point.
Fair enough.
What we got at 4?
I've got the Chiefs at number 4, just because.
Whoa!
Yep.
Whoa!
Yeah. See, I'm not aboard the Patrick Mahomes hype train. Okay, he's great. He's a great quarterback. Don't get me wrong, but like I said, defense is what wins you games in the playoffs.
True.
You're right. Yeah, and in last night's game, at their PFF rankings before, they only had one player in the top 30 at each position.
Yep.
And that was Chris Jones.
Wow.
So if they meet a team like the Raiders, maybe the Raiders make the playoffs again. They meet a team like that, they're going to struggle.
Or with any great offense.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
I mean, I'll even put, even if they meet the Titans in the playoffs too.
If they meet a team like the Colts, who have a great offense and a stout defense, they're going to struggle. So I've got them at number 4.
Because like last night, they left a minute and 30 left. You have a defense. I don't know if you're going to be able to get there. My number 4, I have the Seahawks. Even with their win against the Cardinals, I don't think that's enough to put them in the top 3.
Yeah, I agree.
I got the Colts at number 4. I got the Colts at number 4 because I'm telling you right now, you're facing Aaron Rodgers and a legit, true, I think, really good offense. One of the best offenses in the NFL, if we're being honest with you, with Aaron Rodgers. I'm telling you right now, yesterday they just snuck into my top 4 because I'm like, look, they beat the Packers, who is a very good. Their defense is tremendous, and Philip Rivers had one of the best game of his life, pretty much against the Packers, and they got the job done. I mean, their defense won you that game by getting a fumble recovery. So I got them at top 4. I really do. I mean,
I like it.
They're sneaky, and like I said, I can't tell what the Bucs or the Rams yet. That's kind of tough for me to tell right now because the game hasn't been played yet. So right now, as of before the game, I got the Colts sitting there, man.
So does that?
They're 7-3
how does that
too.
make you feel with the Titans pick since the Colts did beat the Titans?
Exactly, that too.
That's a great point. But I just feel like the Titans, they're that team.
True. Like I said, though, I mean, you come off of back-to-back wins beating the Titans and the Packers, who have very, very good records.
Right.
You know, I had to put them in there.
Yeah.
Number 3.
I've got the Bucs.
Really?
Wow.
It's just
Man.
the thing is people forget about who Tom Brady is. Tom Brady has never had this great of an offense in his career. This is one of the.
Yeah.
Are you sure about that? Randy Moss?
Well,
But you consider one Randy Moss compared to Mike Evans, Antonio Brown, and Chris Godwin.
True.
Along with Leonard
Very true.
Fournette and Gronk.
Very
a
true.
great backfield with
Very true.
with Jones and Fournette. But yeah, Tom Brady just has that winning gene with his great offense and a stout defense that I don't think has gotten enough attention. So I've got him at number 3.
I can see that. My number 3 is the Saints. I don't think, even with that, when it wasn't as big as what it could be with maybe Drew Brees, but I still think that Sean Payton is going to be a coach that's going to lead them to the playoffs.
Exactly.
And if they
No
get
doubt.
get Drew Brees back, he doesn't have very many seasons left in him, especially with these injuries. So
We're looking at maybe one. Honestly, I say one more.
I don't see him playing more than another year either. I mean, this is their
Sad to
last
say,
shot.
but yeah.
I mean,
He's getting up there.
Kind of another big news is, I mean, reports came out that he had more. I think he had 11 total
11
I mean,
fractures.
in a punctured lung. Holy crap, dude!
Yeah.
And that dude.
That's not a joke.
I mean, that dude stayed in the game.
Yeah.
Dog, like that dude's a warrior.
Yeah.
He's Hall of Famer, first ballot.
Oh, for
Guaranteed.
sure, no doubt. Like,
Yeah.
no doubt. My number 3, Seahawks. I got number 3 at Seahawks. I mean, you know, just like I said, I mean, they beat a very good Cardinals team. Their defense actually won them that game.
Yeah.
And they stood tall when they needed to. And they're, you know.
That Carlos Dunlap trade coming in huge. I mean,
Exactly.
Carlos Dunlap for B.J. Finney in a 7th rounder. I mean, that's ridiculous. An amazing win in
Steal.
that trade. Yeah.
Steal. Number 2.
Number 2, I do have the Saints at number 2. But the thing is about the Saints, every year, they get hyped up near the end of the season around this
Regular
time.
season.
That's what I'm saying. They're a regular season team, and they end up
Outrageous.
having a 12-4, 13-3 record, and then they get into the playoffs, get to the divisional, and they fall apart.
Yeah.
So for regular season, yeah, they're number 2 for me.
I can see that. I mean, I have the Chiefs at number 2 because I don't think you can count out Patrick Mahomes.
Yep.
They are the only team that I would fear as a Steelers fan. So
And I would fear
I mean,
no man, but that thing, it scares me.
Patrick Mahomes is a beast. I mean,
Yeah.
you give him any time. I mean,
He drove down that field in that last drive in crazy
no
time.
problem.
yeah, he made it look easy. I mean, he didn't even look scared. I mean, Derek Carr looked possessed on the sideline, and Patrick Mahomes looked. I mean, it's easy.
Number 2, I got the Eagles. No. No, I would be.
You're gonna love my number 1 team.
No, I mean, I'll be honest with you. If I legit put the Eagles at number 2, you might as well just
Take your chair.
take my mic and just get out of the show. But number 2, I got Chiefs. I mean, just they made that look stupid easy. I mean, 30 seconds left. You know, after he caught the touchdown. I mean, no problem. I mean, only a 1 timeout. That's it for me. That's it. That's
That's all I got to say. Patrick Mahomes.
exactly.
Period.
So I think this comes as no surprise to anyone. It's the Steelers because you're 10-0. You are 10-0 through 10 weeks. You have an amazing defense. You've got Minka Fitzpatrick back there just making plays every single game. You've got a great backfield. You have amazing young receivers and a quarterback who just wants to win. So all around.
Yeah, he said we're not chasing records, we're chasing Lombardis.
Exactly.
Which shows his winning attitude.
Well, actually, never mind. What I was about to say would have been really. Never mind.
One thing that impressed me about Sunday's game, too, of course I have the Steelers at 1 as well, was Terrell Edmonds. I asked my dad, I said, who gave Troy Polamalu an Edmonds jersey and told him to get out there? Because Edmonds, he's never played that well. I mean, jumping up one-handed to grab that interception, I mean, incredible.
4 picks on the day for the Jag. I'm gonna be honest with you, and Brandon, you're gonna like this, because like we can all agree we had Steelers number 1, obviously, but I'm gonna be honest with you, Steelers are at least making the AFC Championship, at least.
At least, I agree.
I'm being dead honest. They are. I'm telling you now. Whenever you look, and if they get hot at the right time with 3 young receivers, one of them is Chase Claypool, who's been phenomenal this whole year. Obviously, I would know that. You have. I think the only and a stellar defense. I mean, you get 4 picks against a bad team, which is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to make. I mean, and Big Ben, who's having one of the best years of his career, arguably, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think the only downside to the entire Steelers team is just their running game.
I would agree.
I think that if they can get their running game going, maybe James Conner gets hot towards of late and can get really going. I'm telling you now, if you can get going, look out. I'm looking forward, and I really do believe that the Steelers and the Chiefs will meet in the playoffs. I am looking.
It's going to be an amazing game.
Yeah,
that is going to be. We may just have to show up to your house. Brandon,
You'll hear me from wherever you're at.
But I'm serious. I can just see it. I mean, you have 3 great receivers in Johnson, Juju, and Claypool right there. And if they can, like I said, get hot, you are sitting in a really good spot right now, Brandon.
We are.
I mean, good spot.
And I mean, it's definitely going to be a good game if the Chiefs and Steelers meet. But what we're looking for now is to get them to Heinz Field and not have to go to Arrowhead.
Exactly.
Yes.
I mean, that's best shot. And if the Eagles get hot as of late,
those Bears are 5-5. We're still in the race. Don't forget about us.
Get hot, they may end up in the top 20.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. The last thing I'll say about the Eagles, I'm just want us to get a good draft pick. I'm gonna be honest with you, man.
And it would be nice. I mean, so let me ask you this: do you see your coaching staff getting a change after the season?
2 things that are not going to change, and this is coming from watching every game and just how they are. Maybe 3, but I'll give you 2 for sure. Number 1, Carson Wentz will still be the starter next year. I'm 100% honest with you. Carson Wentz, just like they've said it for weeks, and they are not benching Carson Wentz until they literally have him. They're not benching him. They're not going to bench him the rest of this year, and I guarantee you he's going to be the starter next year to give him, obviously every quarterback has a bad year, right? I mean, let's just be honest with you.
Yeah.
Now if that trend continues, I mean, you're going to have to make that move. But after 1 year and you pay him this money, he's not getting benched. Number 2, Doug Peterson will still be the head coach of the Eagles. They're not going to give up on him that quick. Like I said, every team has a bad year, and every coach has a bad year, so to speak. And he did technically win you a Super Bowl, so they're not going to get rid of him after 1 year. So, but number 3, I would say Jim Schwartz is staying, but I don't know. I don't know. Who knows with Jim Schwartz? Some games he has really good ones. Like, I will be honest with you, Jim Schwartz had a really, I thought, pretty good game because early on, Nick Chubb only had 10 rushes for like 20-something yards or whatever. I mean, Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt did not do much early on.
Yeah.
It's just later Nick Chubb did get going. But for 3/4 of the game, Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt were shut down early. So I'll give props where it is due. The defense, honestly, I thought did their job for the most part because it was, I can't remember what the halftime score was, but it was a low-scoring game. So I thought the defense did their job yesterday. So Jim Schwartz kind of up in the air, who knows. But I do think one change that does need to happen for the Eagles, get an offensive coordinator for the love of everything that is holy. I'm telling you. And please, and what I want, do not let Doug Peterson call the plays. I mean, that's just the biggest thing for me.
Looking as a Bears fan, you really do think it's going to help, and you get so hopeful. And then it's just the same result.
Every time.
I mean, we all want an Andy Reid because I know Randy Fichtner for the Steelers. I mean, he's some people are telling him what to do, some people aren't. So I mean, it's a lot of people getting their hands in the mix. Oh, what about this? What about this? I mean, and it comes down to everybody wants to find this Andy Reid play.
Yes.
And not everybody has a Patrick Mahomes to make that play.
True, very true. Which, I mean, as an Eagles fan, it's like, obviously we did let Andy Reid go to the Chiefs, but whenever you look at it, whenever it happened, I mean, it was pretty much time. Like, it was time for a change. Andy Reid had been there because they let him go after the 2012 season, so he'd been there since, the 90s, like late 90s, early 2000s. So it's time for a change, time for a change in the locker room and stuff like that. And, in that year that they did go, in that 2012 season, they did go 4-12. So it's not like Andy Reid was phenomenal for the Eagles and then they just let him go. It was time for a change. And then you hire Chip Kelly and don't even. And then after that, you hired Peterson. So, I mean, I look back and I'm like, man, what if we would have? I always think, what if we would have kept Andy and we had him paired up like Carson or somebody? Like, what would the result of that change? But at the same time, you could also get maybe Carson doesn't have the 2017 year or whatever. So who knows? But I do know two things. Doug Peterson will be the head coach and Carson Wentz will still be the starter for this year and he will be next year. Guaranteed.
All right, yeah. Move on to another game. What about some Carolina and Detroit? I was impressed with P.J. Walker here. I was watching him in the XFL legend, and moving into the NFL to have the first game that he did is truly amazing. He threw for 258 yards and a touchdown. Pass rating wasn't as good, but he still played an amazing game. Do we happen to have those highlights or no?
Ian's getting on. Ian's getting on.
it.
The man himself.
That's
Ian,
right.
Ian,
That's right.
The workhorse behind this whole deal, pretty much.
But
Yeah, no Christian McCaffrey, no Teddy Bridgewater. P.J. Walker coming in. He out of Temple, cut by 12 NFL teams, and now
Solid. That's insane.
on the Panthers. But it was a good game, winning 20-0.
I mean, okay, so just kind of spitballing. I mean, what if game, just kind of, overreaction Monday. If Bridgewater does not work out, do you see them keeping PJ?
I could, yeah. I mean, Bridgewater, he's a 1 or 2 year fill-in spot.
Yeah.
I mean, he also has the ability to possibly get hurt more because he is a running back, not running back, but a running quarterback.
Yep.
So I think if P.J. Walker can continue to develop and play better, he could pan out. But also, you have to think about the fact that nobody had film on him yet.
True. Very, very good point. Very good point as well.
Yeah, it's just like Lamar Jackson. They didn't know what to do last year. Now that he's here his second year, he's...
Dak Prescott in 2016. I still believe to this day the only reason why that the Cowboys were good in 2016 was because, number one, they were rookies. Nobody had really any film on them.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, whenever you have one of the best offensive lines that we've seen in a long while, you should do that. Like, you
Correct.
should be producing like that. So, don't give me that, man, I can't. Dallas Cowboy fans, let me tell you, they're a special breed.
I think we can all agree on that.
But you know what? What the running back Lamar Jackson just did this week? He passed Dak Prescott in passing yards. Finally, it took him 10 games.
Well, I mean, whenever you have your legs, I guess you don't need to.
Yeah.
So, I mean, But speaking of which, and I kind of hit on this pretty quick. Big news, and we got more information today on it. But Joe Burrow does in fact, and he tweeted this out, and I wish we would have had the graphic for his tweet that he said, but he did say that pretty much, let's move on to next year for me. He did tear his ACL and MCL, which is, I watched the video and his knee literally popped back. Ugh, nasty. But that's horrible. I mean, it's horrible. And I was watching the show and I did see where somebody was like, "Oh, well, do you get rid of Zach Taylor?" And I'm like, "No, you don't," because he's a second year, first year head coach, second year head coach, second year. So, you're just getting a rookie quarterback. Like, that would be not smart for you to get a rookie head coach with a second year quarterback. That's just not. No,
You
I
gotta
can
learn.
tell you from experience that does not bode
Exactly.
well.
I mean, let's just be honest. You have very few quarterbacks or very few second-year head coaches. I say minus Doug Peterson, the one I can recall where they've had a stellar second year. But with that, Carson Wentz was also in second year too, so that made that much easier. But very, very, I can't think of a head coach other than Doug Peterson in a long while that's had a phenomenal second year, playing like it's nobody's business. But yeah, I mean, it's awful. I mean, especially this late in the year. But at the same time, at least it is this late in the year, and the Bengals really had no contention in the very tough AFC North.
Well, they got Ryan Finley coming. Ryan Finley played about 16 games for them last year, and we'll see what they can do. See if they can't try to hurt some people's spirits in the playoffs. I mean, you never know. There's always those teams like the Dolphins last year, but the playoffs put the Patriots down in a playoff spot because they beat them.
Speaking of which, actually,
that Dolphins, Tua.
I was thinking either Tua or the Chargers.
Let's go Tua real quick.
Tua? Okay.
Tua losing his streak here to the Denver Broncos.
Got it, Ian?
Got that one?
The
Dolphins.
Dolphins? Oh, yeah, Ian's on it, baby.
He's got it.
Yeah,
There's Mr.
there
Tua.
he is.
time. Not so much.
Not for long.
Not for long. 3rd and 10, Drew Lock looking, scout over the middle of the field. Picked off there. This Dolphins defense has been something else this year.
Yeah, it really has.
Hey,
Lots of key additions.
Drew, how do you feel about Drew Lock? Thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
Yep. Thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Here comes the Broncos once again driving. Melvin Gordon pushing and fighting his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Tying the game here at 7 apiece here. Moving on to the third quarter. 10-13, Broncos up. Tua getting sacked as he faces a above average defense now. So getting some more
Melvin
It
Gordon.
really makes you think if the Denver had remained healthy and had like Von Miller, how would that affect their record?
Hey, I was just about to say that. I mean, what if they did have Von Miller? You know what I mean?
It would be tough because it's a loaded AFC West. I would say a couple more wins, but not a whole lot with Von Miller. I don't think it's...
They wouldn't be in like division contention or anything.
Right.
But they would definitely be a better team.
I think they definitely be playoff contention though. I mean they're sitting
Possibly.
at 4 and 6 right now.
Yeah.
Which would still be number 3 in the hunt.
Yeah.
True.
I mean, and you add a couple more games. I mean, there was a couple of them they just lost by 1 score, and there's
Yay, Drew Lock.
Drew Lock, his favorite man, right? Man of the hour.
Savior of...
Drew Lock.
No. Ian says no. Give him back Peyton Manning, he'll be fine.
So, what do you think about Tua getting benched?
No, he got benched, but he's still coming back next week. He'll still
Yes.
start next week.
I would still think that, they would try and still ride with Tua, try and develop him more. But, they still have the safety valve in Fitzpatrick, which I think
Very true.
is a great backup, and I think should be a starter for another team. But
That
I
is a
think with
great
the way,
question after this season. Like, do you think he's going to remain with the Dolphins, or is he going somewhere?
You could honestly get a really, really good trade piece.
Yeah, you could.
Right.
I think you could probably get a 3rd round out of him.
I've heard some talk of him going to the Bears. To be honest. Honestly, I wouldn't mind him being that backup option.
That's very true.
For the first 4 games, maybe start him just because that's what he does. Get a good record.
But here's the deal. I think with that, thank you, Ian, the man. I think with that too, with Tua, I mean, I think it just comes down to accountability. You want that accountability of, hey, we don't care who you are. If you're not playing good, then you know, and especially for a rookie, like you're gonna get benched. You need that experience, and and I agree with it. I really do. I think that if Tua's not playing good, all right, now then obviously you break a ball. Well, the Eagles, for example, be accountable. That's a little bit different scenario because Carson Wentz is the franchise quarterback. You did pay him that money, so for you to bench him and put in a starting or a rookie quarterback, that probably does not send a good message, I would think, to your locker room as far as making that change. My opinion, you did pay him this money, and then you're switching midway through for a rookie quarterback. I've said this for years. I'm riding and dying with Carson Wentz no matter what happens until the wheels have fallen off for me. But, wow, man, where do we go?
Where we go? How about some Jets and Chargers? Justin
Ooh,
Herbert
Closer
coming
game
out.
than a lot of people
Oh,
thought. I
Jets.
think.
The Jets.
They're looking
Frank
for
Gore?
that.
Is that you?
Oh, man, isn't he about
Frank
56
Gore.
years old?
just about. I mean, his son scored a touchdown in college this week. Oh wait, no, that's not even Frank Gore.
The Michael
he scores
Perry
later.
rhyme.
Yeah.
Oh,
Here's
my
a
goodness.
Pick 6 by this Chargers defense, which is very
love to see
underrated.
What a play that was. I mean,
Yeah.
jumping. I mean, just
There's
no
old Wacko
problem.
Flacco.
He's an elite quarterback. He
Yeah.
has a Super Bowl ring.
He has a Super Bowl ring.
Elite.
Here's Williams waltzing his way into the end zone for the touchdown. 14-6, Chargers on
I'm
top.
telling you right now, dude, the Chargers are the best team that just does not have a good record. I really believe that.
I totally agree.
I would agree. And you look at them in a year or two after getting a good draft pick this year, getting their pieces back who were injured.
Yeah.
I mean, they're that AFC West will be good for years to come.
Exactly.
I mean, you
completely
got
agree.
young quarterbacks, you got young defenses. It'll be a good division.
It'll be very entertaining.
I mean,
what
both
a ball
of
what a ball by Flacco right there.
There you go.
I mean, on the money. One of the very few bright spots of the Jets season. So, and right here, Justin Herbert, I think he's rookie of the year, dude.
Yeah.
Without Burrow, he's clear cut.
I mean,
that
for
was
sure.
Yeah.
great though. I mean,
No
side
question.
on.
By the way, Keenan Allen did have 34 points
Yes.
on, again, and I was playing
Fantasy
against him
points,
in
fantasy
fantasy,
points.
so that broke my heart. But, so kind of an interesting, with the Jets being 0-10,
Not.
are they going 0-16? Are they?
I mean,
If you look at their remaining
I was about
schedule,
to say, let me real quick pull up the remaining schedule.
I think their best bet to win a game would be either against the Patriots again or Cleveland.
yeah. I think they should have won that Patriots game.
I agree.
And I mean, I picked them to beat the Chargers. I just had a feeling that might happen because the
Chargers
Jets.
are known for losing these.
All right,
games
so
right there at the
here
end.
is the remaining games for the New York Jets. You've got the Dolphins,
Loss.
Raiders, loss. Seahawks,
Loss.
Yes.
Rams,
Loss.
Browns.
See these last two. Browns
That's what I'm
and
saying.
Browns and Patriots.
is their best chance right there.
I don't see them being the Browns.
I don't either.
Because both those teams could be fighting for a playoff spot.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
neither of them can afford to lose.
But at the same time, the Jets would love to play spoil your day.
yes.
I think, honestly, the only game that I can see them winning as of right now is the Patriots.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the
I
only
think
one.
they- I
I
think
mean,
they
but
definitely split the
Flacco,
series.
he had Cleveland's number throughout the years.
Yeah.
I'm telling you now, if Cleveland is right there in the hunt, with the playoffs, I could seriously, I would be.
to get Flacco to knock him out. That would be golden.
Flacco.
Making predictions here. Flacco knocks out Cleveland. Oh, that would be something
really hope.
special.
I really
I'm
hope.
hoping. I'm hoping.
Speaking of which, can you imagine that though? The Browns are like sniffing their way to a playoff
Yep.
spot for the first time in who knows how long, and they get knocked out by Joe
And
Flacco.
the reason you don't make it is Joe Flacco.
Flacco.
Imagine
on the Jets. I mean, that would be hilarious.
That would be such a
And
Cleveland
also, too,
Browns thing
speaking
to
of which, the
happen.
Browns were the last 0-16 team. So,
Yeah.
that would just be pitch
Golden,
yes.
golden.
And really random,
Not
just
this
to
year.
kind of go into another, because I saw this tweet today and I'm like, wow, Eagles Twitter is in shambles. Somebody said, imagine this, and they said, hear me out. Jalen Hurts starts next year, gets hurt towards the end of the year. Carson Wentz comes in as the backup and finishes out for the Super Bowl run.
Oh my God.
I'm like, if that happens right now, if that were to ever in a million years happen, I will get a tattoo of the Sports Q podcast on
You heard it here,
on my
folks.
chest.
Getting it right.
On my chest.
This time.
Center.
Right here on my chest center.
Oh my God.
Promise you.
All right, we're putting that down. I'll have that on
Take
Instagram
a
here in an
mental
hour.
note to
Well, fellas, I'm good to wrap it up. If you guys are good to wrap it
I
up.
think that's about the important things. I mean,
There's
Dallas
one
came
other
back
big-
and won, but
It was a really great week for this NFC North.
NFC North, yeah.
Nobody
Bears on the bye
got a dub. Nobody in the North got a dub, but the
Bears on
Bears,
the bye week, enjoy.
Bears got the bye week.
I was a bit scared near there at the end.
And as we wrap up,
All right, so you want to do a little prediction for that Thursday night matchup with
well, I think we
Thanksgiving
can do
matchups?
real quick. I think we do prediction for tonight, Monday
tonight,
night, and
Monday
then
night?
for Thursday.
Yeah,
night.
that way we can put it on Instagram, yeah.
So
So-
for Monday night, looking at it here, you know what?
Rams at Bucks.
We going sport? Are we going score prediction or like spread or?
We'll do
what?
score because I'll be honest with you, right offhand, I would have to think about it for player predictions.
player
So-
predictions, yeah.
So like I said, later we might have that up on Instagram
Yeah, we'll
for
let it
player. But for score, and this will be up on our Instagram. Follow us on Instagram.
Yes,
And
sir.
follow us and subscribe to us on the YouTube channel and follow us on our Spotify.
If they're watching this, they're already subscribed.
Yeah. Loyal. But,
Loyal.
Right.
But I'm going to go ahead and give you I'll go ahead and give you a score prediction here. Give me Rams. Give me Rams. Give me Rams.
Yeah.
The Rams have been really hot.
That's fair.
Shout out to Drew. Give me the Rams here, and I'm giving us the score 27-16 Rams.
27-16. Wow, that's low
fair.
scoring. Yeah, I like it though. All right. I want to give it to the
Spitballing
Rams.
here. You giving it to the Rams?
I had that gut
I
feeling.
want to.
I just had that gut feeling right now. Something's telling me Rams.
I also have that feeling.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're going to take this one.
The Bucks are at home.
That's what I'm saying.
Mind you.
They had the bye week. Well, did they? No, they didn't have the bye week. No.
Who did they play last week?
They
Who did?
Saints 2 weeks.
The Bucks.
I can't think of who they played.
They played the
Because they blew them out.
Panthers.
Panthers.
Yeah.
Yeah. They blew them out.
I think Tom Brady, he's getting on a roll.
You can look at this from both ways here. You can look at this from both ways.
Tom Brady played one decent defense in the Saints, and it blew up in his face.
That's what I'm saying.
don't
That's
know.
why I'm like, look, and Jalen Ramsey, and let's just be honest with you,
He's on a tangent.
Jalen Ramsey is way better than the two corners. Oh, I take that back.
Marshawn Lattimore is
Marshawn Lattimore is
okay.
really good, but I think whenever they, which is screwed up my point, but I think whenever they face tough, whenever Mike Evans or Chris Godwin faces tough defensive backs, especially Jalen Ramsey, who's been on a tear this year, I just
don't know,
I
yeah.
just have that gut feeling.
This
Rams.
hard playing a difficult defense will come to show you how they can do in the playoffs. I mean, if they can't play well against a great rusher in Aaron Donald and a great corner in Ramsey, I don't think they'll make it far
Also,
in the
too,
playoffs.
the Bucks, which brings up my Rams point even more. The Bucks offensive line is. You're telling me that Bucks offensive line is going up against Aaron Donald?
Exactly, yeah. And
I mean,
their O-line hasn't been
dangerous.
I think the Rams are going to come out hot. Okay, and it's going to be about like 14 nothing at the half, 17 nothing at the half, Rams. But then second half, Tom Brady's going to come out, and I think they're going to end up winning this game about 27-21.
27-21.
I was going to go 27-23 Rams.
Rams. On to Rams, baby. Shout out to Drew. Got you, big fella.
Yeah.
Well, fellas, bittersweet. We have made it to the end of the Sports Cube Podcast Week 10 edition. Real quick, I want to give massive shout out, and like I said, we're not leaving, but like for in-studio
Leaving the
purposes,
studio.
want to give a real big, massive shout out to the man back there, Ian Klingler. Give it up for him, fellas. Give it up for him. I mean, he got us on the air. I mean, he got us, he's done.
Week
put the
in,
graphics
week
in,
out.
Put the video packages in. I mean, recorded it. Like, he's done everything we've just talked. So
This show has come a long way with everything that we've been doing since week one.
He's the one that put up our logo up here. I mean,
He got the 3. Was it the 3 or the 4?
3, 4, 3. There it is. Thank you, Tom. Tom shows up at appearance. I'm telling you right now.
It's a sign. Bucks tonight, I'm telling you.
But like I said, we could not. It would be just ignorant of us to not do one final in studio send off without thanking Ian. Like I said,
sure.
Thank you again, Ian. Appreciate it. Thank you to Drew and Ian for coming on the show whenever we had fill-ins. Eli.
Sorry.
Come on. But
I didn't want to give you guys COVID.
But yeah, like I said, and I'm gonna give a huge special thank you to Chris McPherson for coming on with the interview and during.
It was an amazing experience.
It was, for sure. Well, that is going to wrap us up for the final in-studio episode for the first semester of the Sports Cube podcast. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for the support each and every week. And with that, I'm Kyle Gammon.
I'm Brandon Beard.
And I'm Eli Grimes.
We will see you next year.